So hello and welcome to our 7th CARS webcast of 2022. My name is Brad Bell. I'm the William J. Conity Professor of Strategic Human Resources here in the ILR School, and I also serve as the Academic Director of CARS. Today I'm joined by my colleague Beth Flynn Ferry, who serves as the Executive Director of CARS. In recent years, as we all know, the human resources function has taken on an increasingly central role in helping to navigate the many emerging challenges that we've been experiencing, as well as adapting to the changing world of work and supporting organizational transformation. As the role of HR becomes more expansive as well as more complex, it's important to evaluate whether our HR capability efforts are keeping pace. Over the past several months, Beth and I have conducted several working groups with a variety of CARS partners and have talked about how they are thinking about developing HR capabilities. What we'd like to do is share some of those insights with you today. And so let me give you a flavor of what we're going to be doing over the next 30 minutes or so. We'll start by sharing some of our insights that have emerged from our conversations with our various CARS companies. However, we also want to really make this webcast interactive and engaging and learn from you in the process. What HR capabilities is your organization focusing on? What approaches are you using to building them? To facilitate this exchange, we'll be using an interactive polling feature called Poll Everywhere, which will enable you to submit responses through a browser or on your phone. When we get to the polls, I'll give you more information about how to log into the system and submit your responses, but you might want to have a phone available for when we get to that point of the program. Throughout the presentation, I also encourage you to please submit your questions or comments through the Q&A function here in Zoom. We'll be monitoring those as they come in, and maybe we'll take some along the way, but we'll hopefully have some time at the end of today's session to address your questions. So with that, I'll turn it over to Beth.
Great. Thanks, Brad, and welcome everybody. I want to start with saying things are definitely changing in the HR world, and we are up for the challenge, but there's 3 areas of focus that we want to talk about today. While many of the HR capability areas that we focused on in the past still hold, as your organizations and as society around us change, there's an increased emphasis on certain skills and capabilities, and we'll talk about what those are. The second thing we'll talk about is not only are the needs of the organization changing and different, but also employee preferences for learning and development have changed too. You know, working in a hybrid world is leading to virtual learning, companies needing to offer engaging, more personalized, and delivered in a more cost-effective manner. And the last area that we're going to talk about is a common challenge area, and that is how HR career development happens in this new hybrid world. But let's talk about the first area, HR skill building and capability first. As HR has taken on a more central leadership role in managing the business, there's a growing need for HR training and development. We've talked about ourselves as the cobbler's children for many years. We kind of put HR last on the development front, always putting our client needs first. This really needs to change so HR can better support the business by developing our own skills. And overall here, companies are moving away from traditional competency-based learning and towards skill building.